Hello, my name is Megan, and I conducted my study over the effects of foster care in the academic performance of children. When I started my research, I found an alarming statistic. Over 250,000 children are placed into the foster care system every year in the US. That's a pretty alarming number. We also know that education in children plays a large role in their growth and development, and so it's important to shape their pathways for education properly and make sure um, that they follow um, their trajectories for schooling and academic success. And with this, I formulated my hypothesis. If an elementary age child goes through the foster care system, then they will perform poorly in public school. So for this, I designed a study with 200 students, half fostered and half not fostered, between the ages of 7 and 10. I designed a longitudinal study because I wanted to follow up the children over the course of 3 years and see how they differed in their academic performance. The measures I used, I had a 20-question multiple choice test and an IQ test that would be administered by school psychologists. And to conduct the study, of course, consent via caseworker, parent, or guardian. And I had a compensation of a $25 gift card for Chuck E. Cheese and 3 free homework passes. So I recognize that children have different strengths. Some children might perform better in one subject versus another, and so when making the multiple choice tests, I chose to incorporate different subjects. However, I did pull the test questions for the study from STAR test, previous STAR test exams. I know that the STAR test is state-based and regulated, and so that would help make sure that the questions were appropriate for the age. The tests were scored on a 0 to 100 scale. A score of 75 would yield academic success for my study, and the IQ test was implemented to help identify developmental issues, mental illness even, or learning disabilities that would point to why a child was performing the way that they were. Predicted results for the study, of course, the group of children exposed to foster care would perform lower in both the IQ test and the multiple choice test. Really, this could be due to many reasons, some being that the foster children come from unstable homes. Oftentimes, they don't show interest in school because they're preoccupied with other things, or even lacking emotional support, something that we would see between a parent and a child. And so the foster care child would lack that kind of support, the advice, and the guidance that would come from a parent. Potential limitations here. It would be hard to generalize the study because high schoolers are very different from elementary age. High schoolers a lot of times are more autonomous. They're more in control. They're more independent of their learning and of their education rather than an elementary age child. Foster care policies obviously vary from state to state, and so a child in California could have different rules and regulations, policies than a child here in Texas, and so we could see differences in geographical areas. Also, socioeconomic status, annual income of the household can lead to differences in resources for the child, school supplies, and just those kinds of things would contribute to their academic performance at school. Implications of this study. I hope that this helps to spark conversations about how to approach children that may have learning disabilities or that come from disadvantaged homes. The need for intervention programs is very evident. That's something that can really have a large impact in the future of the child. We also can recognize the impact of mentors, of tutoring, and just the availability of social services and other accommodations that we can provide to children that would be very beneficial for foster care children. So in conclusion, the objective here was to identify differences in academic levels between elementary age children, those that were in foster care or not. We concluded that foster children would perform lower in both the multiple choice and the IQ test. Risk factors or limitations here could include age, gender, socioeconomic status, even availability of resources, the kind of social support that they have, home environment. And we see that the need for amended policies could really be impactful. Having increased social support, having a connection with an adult, a mentor figure, someone that they can look up to, and the creation of new intervention programs here could be beneficial to positively affecting the future for the child regarding educational goals and the way that they could perform in the future. And so that is my study. Thank you.